Hi, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to hand knit a chunky, soft blanket. So you don't need to know how to knit or crochet in order to make this. Anybody can do it. It's really simple. I'm going to use this chunky yarn. It's a chenille yarn from Walmart, and it's Mainstays. Um, Sorry about my sinuses. My voice is going to sound a little bit funny. But this yarn I really like because it's very, very soft and it's affordable. I'm doing a big blanket, so I'm going to use 8 balls of this yarn, but you don't need to use that much. My blanket is about 4 feet by almost 6 feet, so you could use something smaller with less skeins if you need. But you can also do this with tube yarn or any large yarn. There's a lot of like nice big blankets, these chunky blankets that are used with really expensive yarn, but this is a nice way to save money and also make a really, really soft blanket. I've made these for family and they're just awesome. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So to get started, you are going to do a slip knot. If you do crochet or knit, you probably know how to do this already, but if not, it's no problem. You're just going to make a loop like this, and then fold this part of your loop over and grab the piece underneath. Okay, so make your loop, and you actually want to leave some on the end here because we're going to weave that in later. So maybe leave, I don't know, a foot. So make a loop and then fold your loop down and pull this part underneath and then just pull it tight. And that's your slip knot. Okay. So from here, we're going to do the first row. And the first row is a little bit different than the rest of it. You can make this loop as large or as small as you want. I kind of like to make it a little bit smaller so that my blanket is not very holey. I like to have the blanket, more tight fitting so that my feet and my fingers don't go through it when I'm, just laying with it. So you can kind of pull this, make it larger or smaller. I like to do my loop about this big to start. And we're going to kind of use use it in our hands to start out. Um, Sorry about my nail. I just saw that. And you could do it on a surface or in your hands. But then after that, we're going to lay the blanket out. So what you do is put the edge over here, and we're just going to grab underneath our loop and pull through to make another loop. Now, this is going to be really kind of flimsy feeling, so just try to make your loops about the same size throughout. And if you want to count your loops, that's really helpful because you'll need to know the count to keep on with the blanket as we move on. You can do as many or as little as you want, and this could be the width or the length of your blanket, so it's really just up to you. So you just keep doing that all the way across. You're going to reach in and grab the yarn and pull and make another loop. Reach in and grab the yarn, pull and make another loop. Okay, so you're just going to keep doing this until you have as many loops as you'd like. And for my blankets, I usually do, I think it's about 26, somewhere between like 24 and 28 loops is what I do for the width of my blankets. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep moving with this and do my loops for the first round, and then I will come back. All right, when you get to the end of your row, you're going to do as many as you want and then do one more because we're going to pull that up to start the next round. And if you could do either side of this here, whatever side you think looks better. This kind of looks like the back, and this way looks like the front. So whichever way you want to do it, you can, I'm going to redo this last one. You can face up whichever side you'd like. All right, so let me do my last one. And then I'm going to flip it so that it looks like it's on the better side. All right, so the last loop you're actually going to bring up. And that's going to start our next row. Okay, so just kind of put it up like that. And then our yarn, we're going to start pulling from the other side here. All right, so now you can see your loops from the first round. And what you're going to do is just go in with your fingers into the next loop because this one is the first for our second row. So we're going to go into this next loop here and pull through and just pull up a loop. And you want to make these equal in size as best as you can. Okay, and then we're going to go into the next one and just pull through and make a loop. Pull up a loop. And it's going to look a little funny or feel kind of like until you get going, it just kind of feels a little, I don't know, loose or not secure. But that's just how it is until it gets a little bit, you know, the blanket gets a little bit bigger. So we're just going to keep doing this. This is how you make the whole blanket. You just keep going in, pulling up a loop. You want to make your loops. I tend to make mine pretty small here because they stretch a little bit as you go, or you know, as the blanket gets some movement. So I make them pretty small. Some people make them really big, whatever is your preference. And it depends on what kind of yarn you're using also. Like a tube yarn, I would be able to make it bigger because it's a thicker yarn, but with this is about how I like to use my loops. So you just keep going all the way across and pulling up loops in each stitch across. Now it's good to know how many you have because you want to make sure that you have the same in every single row. So go ahead and finish your row and I will show you how to move on to the next row after this one. Okay, I'm back at the other end now. I did my last one, and then from here you're just going to do another loop and pull it up to start the next row. Oops. There. Okay, so you're just going to pull it up to start the next row, and then we are going to move our yarn. And this, since this is the first one for the next row, we're just going to go into the next loop and do the same thing. Just keep pulling up your loops. Next loop. Pull through. And just make your loops all the way across. So you're going to keep doing this for your whole blanket until we get to the very last row. And I will come back and show you how to do that, obviously. But I'll also show you as I'm going a little bit to see how it's, how the blanket is shaping up. But otherwise, just keep doing your loops. And once you get going, it can actually get pretty quick. I think the first one that I made took me like, I don't even know, 6 hours or something like that, probably longer. And now I can make them in about 2.5 hours for a large size blanket. So if you're making something smaller even, it wouldn't take even as long. So keep doing this, and when I get to the end of a skein, I will come back and show you how to tie on a new skein, and then I will show you how my blanket is working up. Okay, when you get to the end of a skein, and you're going to get another one to start with, just go ahead and take it out like this. And all you have to do is tie a knot here. Just a regular knot to tie the two pieces together. Make sure you pull real tight. And then just cut these two pieces off. And you can just keep going. Hold on, let me grab my scissors. Okay, yeah, just cut those pretty close to the knot, and that will stay, and it won't leave like a chunky knot for you. So then you can just keep going and doing your loops. Okay, so keep going, and I will come back in a little bit and show you how it's panning out. This is, sorry, let me get my camera here. This is how much I have from one skein so far. So I'll meet you back shortly. Here's where I'm at with my blanket so far, and I just wanted to show you how I kind of roll up as I go if I need the extra space. Like right now I'm working on the floor and I have a lot of space here, so I could just do the whole blanket, no problem. But a lot of times I do these on my bed or on a counter that doesn't have the length that I need. So you can just roll up your blanket as you get going, and that way it saves your back a little bit too. You don't have to lean over so much, and it will save some space for you. And you don't have to worry about it coming undone. Once you've done, several rows, it will be secure enough that you can start rolling it up like this. So I just wanted to throw that in as an added tip. And I will see you when we get to the very end of the blanket so we can tie off the last row. The last row is a little bit different. So I will see you back soon. Okay, I have come to the last row of my blanket. So when you get to the length that you want and you just want to bind off to make the edge, really nice, we're just going to start with 2 regular stitches like we normally did, or loops. So you're going to do 1 loop going up, and you're going to make these a little bit bigger than what you had been making them, just so it's you'll see we have to go through these a little bit differently. So do 1 and then make your second one, and then you're going to take the second one and put it through the first and pull it through like that. Okay, so here's your 2 loops. Take the second and put it through the first and pull the first down, and the second one should be up. And I don't know, you maybe don't have to make them that big, but okay, there we go. So now you're going to go to your next loop and pull through a stitch like you normally would. And you're going to take that second one and put it through the first again. And then pull this one up. So then go back and do the next loop, just like we've been doing, and put that one through the one on the left. And you can see it's starting to bind off the blanket here, so it makes a nice edge. So you're just going to keep doing that all the way across. Pull one up, put the one that you just pulled up into the middle of the other one, and pull it up. All right, so we're just going to keep doing that all the way across, and then I will show you how to do the very last one. All right, I'm at the end here. I just have 2 left, so we're going to pull this one through, put it through here, and then the last one you're going to do the same, pull it through, so you have this 1 stitch left. And all you're going to do is pull your yarn through that stitch, whatever yarn you have left. Mine was a little bit tangled. So just pull your end through and then pull it tight to make a knot. You just pull it as tight as you want. And then for the end, or here, now you can see that's how the edging of the blanket looks. And for the ends, you have this end and you have the other end that you're just going to want to weave this back and forth through your stitches here. Let me see if I can. Okay, so I would probably cut this a little bit, and then you're just going to weave it in and out through your stitches. So you can weave it in and out the sides here. You'll just want to weave it back and forth, and you'll pull that. If mine was shorter, I would just pull it. You can also, if you feel like it's not secure enough, you can also sew it or something, but I've never had any issue with just weaving it in and out some of the stitches. And you'll do that for the other side as well, where we started. And that's it. So here's the finished blanket. Mine's really large. And that's with 8 balls of that Mainstays yarn. So it cost me about $40 something, $42, $45 for this size blanket with that yarn. And like I said, you could do any size you want, but this is the cheapest that I've found for the most part. I have used another yarn, it's called Jazz Couture, and when I can find that on sale, I sometimes like to use that too, but this one is actually softer. So I hope that this was helpful, and if you could like the video, if you'd like to subscribe, if you do crochet, I have a lot of crochet videos on here, or if you'd like to learn, I do have beginner videos. And if you'd like to leave a comment, let me know how this worked out for you, what yarn you used. That would be great as well. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, leave them below in the comment section and I will try to help you out as well. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.